Okay everybody, day 2 of symmetry. So day 2, it gets a little bit more complicated now, because instead of just having a shape and finding that line of symmetry, you've got to use that understanding of symmetry to create a shape using colouring in squares. So you've got this sheet here and you'll see you have a pattern this side and you have to make the pattern happen the other side. So it's almost like a mirror reflection. So you would imagine which squares you would have coloured in if you put a mirror there. And so you have to work a little bit methodically and you have to think a little bit about the squares. So I would start by doing the line closest and then I would notice where it is, and you could count squares. So you could say in the first line here that I'm going to do here, it's square 2, square 4, square 7, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, square 7. And then you might think, okay, so in the next row along, it's square 3 and it's square 6. So have a little look at the pattern that way and work it out. So it's not hard, it just makes you think. And then they separate. It's quite nice almost when it's half and half. But that quarter one, you'll have to almost reflect there, and then reflect there, and then reflect there. So you will have to look and think quite carefully so that the line of symmetry works that way as well as working that way. So it will make you think a little bit. I'm just looking at, in case there's anything else. Yes, so this one here, you've got some done this side, some done that side, so you're going to have to put the missing ones from here over here and the missing ones from here over here. So that will be quite, it will take a little, you can do it, but you'll have to look quite carefully to work it out. And then these ones here, it's using the same grid, but it's allowing you to draw a shape that matches it. So again, you'll have to count those squares. So if this rectangle here is filling 8 squares, then you want the other half of it to be filling 8 squares. So you will have to look quite carefully with that. And then again here, you'll have to think, well, I've got 1 square there, I've got 3 squares there, and then you would match that up. Try and use a ruler if you have, or something straight, so that you can make those lines nice and straight. And then it gets a little bit harder again, because these ones, instead of being right up against the line of symmetry, it's opposite it. So you're going to have to again count that square. There is a gap there of a square, so you need to make sure there's a gap there of a square. So again, it's just looking really carefully and thinking about what you know. And I think the rest of it is fairly similar. It just gets a little bit harder as you go along, but you can challenge yourself and you can do it. Okay, have fun. Bye.